what is the new role about, and what is the scope, and what are all of the things that you're handling and managing now?
Okay, the designations talk about being country head India. I am so this is a company called Dingaru.
May I ask what is the new CTC with this role?
It is 50 lakhs per. I'm around 37, so from 37 to 55 is almost a 40% increase.
I must congratulate you on your clarity, because right from the beginning you had mentioned this, that just monetary gain was not the only variable that you were looking at. You truly wanted to put yourself in a position from where you have that senior leadership experience. So in essence, this is like a CEO type of role. So there is no reason why the next jump should not put you into our career club.
In fact, absolutely eye-opening the day I started working with you. The most important thing is that the bringing in the gem part, bringing in the gratitudes, making me humble. So these are things fundamentals. Even today I'm doing that. At least the gratitude part, if not other thing, meditation, definitely yes. Those are the things which actually grounded me.
I wish you all the very best, and I wish your family all the very best. How's the family feeling about this new
They're
role?
quite excited. Yeah, actually they're pretty excited. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And thanks for being with me all through this journey. Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, Suresh?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy to be on the call with you. I remember we first spoke when you were at Bosch and you were going through a few, you were feeling a little stagnated in that role.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Wonderful,
you have a long memory
since then.
You have a long memory. The basic thing was like then things got a bit stabilized, things were going in the right direction. But I was always in the back that yes, I need to move on and see it's like this. Bosch gives me a certain amount of comfort inside from. That's a job for life, because I've been there for almost 10 plus years, and so it was giving me a comfort. But for me, there was no challenge per se, because it was kind of I'm doing things day in day out.
Right.
And that is where the stagnancy was actually getting built in.
Right.
And for me, it was very important that I need it's for me it was nothing to do with money. It was more to do with getting the new challenges, facing new things, and see how I actually come out on the other side.
Right.
So
no, I remember our email exchanges and our chat where you were mentioning that there's no new growth, and you need to create this circumstance for yourself where you're able to take on greater complexity and grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
So and then I remember we had we talked a lot as you went through the interviewing process and all of that. Exactly. So tell me what is the new role about, and what is the scope, and what are all of the things that you're handling and managing now?
Okay, the new role is all about the designations talk about being country head India.
Okay.
So so this is a company called Dingaru. They are into
data. How do you spell that?
Lingaro. Lingaro.
Lingaro. Lingaro.
Lingaro. They are actually
I remember you saying it was a Polish company, right?
Absolutely. They are a Polish company. They are into data analytics and AI ML. So they are doing pretty good in terms of the kind of revenue they are doing and all those things. Pretty small size company. They are just about 100 million with 1,000 people. And for them, it was like they want to start their operations in India. So I will be actually front-ending the whole thing in terms of putting the team together, forming the team, then how we are going to deliver the projects out of India, how are we going to do the support, and how we are going to integrate the entire India team with their Polish team, their US team, and the Philippines team. So basically, this is all about it. Wow. So currently, I think they have started out with a small team. I think around 20-25 people. We will be looking at around expanding it to maybe 200 and 300 people by end of next year. And hopefully if things really take off and the business really happens, then we see how we move forward in terms of the people, in terms of building the team.
And I remember you mentioning this was also an unpublished position, right? You work the process to create this opportunity to come your way.
It was okay. I'll put it this: it was a published position. And it came through an HR. It didn't come through a normal route like LinkedIn, or through the website.
Right.
One of my HR colleagues actually called me. I think it was like, the position and my CV were not actually matching because of the fact that they were looking at somebody who has actually set up the business and all those things, where set up the whole delivery team and kind of thing.
Correct.
And I was kind of coming from a different background in terms of sales, responsible for profitability, the revenue, and getting new business customer. This one. So it was kind of, for me, it was kind of an unpublished that way. But I was actually positioning myself in a very different way. I was actually positioning myself saying that what I can do for you in the organization in terms of bringing in the team, bringing in the certain amount of the KPIs in terms of the revenues, in terms of being a cost center or a profit center, or in terms of how we are going to build this team, how we are going to expand. So those were the things I was actually, I was positioning myself different compared to a normally brick and mortar kind of thing where I hire people and bring in and then set up the team. So I was also trying to give a combination of how I'm going to bring in the team as well as how I'm planning to expand the team and how I can actually not just talk about the team, but talk about actually KPIs, how we are going to contribute to the overall growth of the organization.
I think you use the approach letter and the SPT model really well there, because you got them to see that not only is this person someone who can understand the process and the operations, but has a mindful eye towards the outcomes that need to be achieved.
Absolutely. See, you are absolutely right, because I think it was more of an you mix in a little bit of strategy into the overall tactical and the kind of day-to-day operations. So end of the day-to-day operations is something everybody can do, but how do we actually make this as a strategic center and actually make it a viable solution for them in the long run? That is something which we.
Yeah, I remember reading your communication when you sent me the document for review, and I could see that it leverages your past credibility, but it also leverages the talent that you have in terms of the possibilities that you can help them realize. So wonderful. And may I ask, what is the new CTC with this role?
See, it is 50 lakhs, 55 lakhs, but this is all no bonus component. So it's 10% bonus component on the top of it.
Okay. Right. But it's a good start. It seems. I think you mentioning something like it was a 40% increase from before.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm around 37. So from 37 to 55 is almost a 40% increase.
Correct.
And more importantly, I was actually, from my perspective, to be very frank, I was thinking that what the possibilities and opportunities this kind of a role will bring to me in terms of my career. This is kind of once in this one, because you can be a delivery manager, you can be all those things, but something setting up from scratch is something which I always wanted to, and this is something I've got an opportunity.
Yeah, I must congratulate you on your clarity, because right from the beginning you had mentioned this, that just monetary gain was not the only variable that you were looking at. You truly wanted to put yourself in a position from where you have that senior leadership experience. So in essence, this is like a CEO type of role.
Exactly, and I'm reporting to the CFO.
Okay.
So he's the second in command. So he's actually
in Poland.
In Poland, exactly.
Right.
Actually, offline is that he's actually traveling down next week to meet me in person, and he actually took the final interview with me and gave the final green signal for me to be onboarded. So already that equations are getting built in, and that's quite important for me.
And I know there were multiple rounds, because it went on for like almost 2.5 months, the whole process, right?
Absolutely. Because I started with the HR, APAC head, and one of their SBU heads, global HR, and finally this year.
Yeah, I know your campaign had heated up in the middle, because every day I'd open the inbox and I would have an email. So I said, wow, I'm glad to see this gain the momentum that it is gaining. So I'll tell you, I think, the way you should take things forward is that, see, this is a role where not only do you have a tremendous amount of senior level responsibility, but it is essentially like a well-funded startup.
Absolutely.
Right? So you have the strength of a company behind you that has the financial resources to make a commitment to a market like India for, not only the potential it holds in terms of sales and the revenue that they can generate here, but also the tech talent that they can tap into and the strategic objectives that they may have as a firm. Now, what I would like you to do is I would like you to go through the level 3 program.
Okay.
And you have that on Teachable. It is titled the Apex 90-Day Challenge.
Okay.
And you have access to this program. It's already part of your level 2 credentials. So I want you to watch this program. It'll take you maybe, if you give it an hour a day, it'll take you maybe 2 days to complete this program. But sit with a notepad and a pen because this is a very, very deep program. Okay. Now, essentially what this program does is it's going to help you understand how to onboard correctly with your stakeholders, not only in Poland, but also as you put together the effort here in India. Because, transitioning, you're transitioning to a level of functional responsibility that has been greater than where you were in the past. Absolutely. So there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of deep learning, and I feel you're completely prepared to be able to take on this. That said, if you can minimize the mistakes and maximize the early wins, that will really cement your credibility and reaffirm to the company that they made the right decision by bringing you on board. So this first 2-3 months is going to be very, very critical. And typically what happens is your early success or your early failure in a company is the best indicator of your overall success or your overall failure. And when you take on a new role like this at such a senior level, the politics that can come with it can be a very refined level of politics. And everybody is looking at you because they are trying to figure out that by Suresh coming on board now, what is the change that it will mean for us?
Understood.
So, to look at all of these variables, there is a methodology in how to onboard and play the game correctly here. I always say that the simplest man is the cleverest man. The person who's most simple and most straightforward is the one that will eventually always prevail. But when you go through this 90-day program, you will see that there is a very distinct strategy. Now that you know that you're going to be starting in January, what are the things that you need to do now? What are the goals you need to achieve in the coming 1 month? And then what is the goal for your first day at work, for the end of your first week, for the end of your first month?
Understood.
And, what are the conversations that you need to have with your boss? How will you create alliances, with the team that you develop and also functionally across the organization? So, how does situational pressure impact different people in the company? How does influence work within the company? What are the most important conversations to have about the Indian market and their expectations? So it will give you a very defined process where, they will start gaining the confidence that here is somebody who, is coming and approaching this in a very organized and a very collaborative manner. He's consuming the right value so that once he is indoctrinated enough in our system, he can produce the right value. And these are the actions that lead to a company, assimilating you into their culture and extending you that complete trust from where you are in a position to be able to make a huge impact.
Understood. Absolutely right. You are absolutely. Yeah. It's a new environment, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm so excited for you because it sounds like an amazing opportunity and an amazing role. So watch this program and take detailed notes because this will really give you that process and how to onboard them appropriately. And then maybe in 8 months, 10 months, a year, at some point, level 2 and use level 2 again to create the next promotion for yourself. Maybe, from going from country head India to country head, to continent head over all of APAC or, Asia. So there is no reason why the next jump should not put you into our career club.
Understood.
So that is what, the potential of such opportunities holds. And I'm always here to support you. If there's anything else you require, just send me an email.
I'll do that, definitely. In fact, absolutely eye-opening the day I started working with you. The most important thing is that the bringing in the gem part, bringing in the gratitudes, making me humble. So these are things fundamentals. Even today, I'm doing that. At least the gratitude part, if not other things, meditation is definitely yes. Those are the things which actually grounded me a lot. In fact, maybe I was in a different this one, but after that, everything else is a follow through, because these are the process which we need to follow and getting that. But those are the things which will actually stay as a foundation for me. And so I realize that, okay, there are things which around you who are people who are not as well off as you are, and so on. And then actually makes you feel that, and that has been eye opener for me more than anything else. That's something I eternally hold thanks for that. Because
I'm
of that,
so glad to hear that.
yeah, because that actually made me the way that entire discussions happened. Also, it was the answers were coming because from a place of humbleness, and it comes from a straightforwardness. So they also appreciated that. It was quite natural for me. Also, it was feeling that it's coming from the deepest thoughts. It was
Yes.
not made up kind of thing, and that is only because of the fact that I was, to an extent, I was kind of realize who I am, or maybe make myself who I am, and that's very important. Yeah, thanks for that.
You're most welcome, and I'm so glad that was of value to you. Leaders at your level are often faced with very, very difficult decisions and very, very difficult situations. The head that wears the crown is heavy.
Exactly.
And at times of difficulty, you need to be able to tap into that grounded resource, because when the times are good, it's that groundedness that keeps you humble, because it's very easy for success to go to your head when times are good. And when times are not so good, it allows you to tap into that groundedness, as a resource of strength.
Absolutely.
So, I'm so happy to hear your comments, and I wish you all the very best, and I wish your family all the very best. How's the family feeling about this new
They're
role?
quite excited. Yeah, actually, they're pretty excited, because they are also feeling happy that, it was like they were also seeing through my struggles, and they have been supporting me in all the possibilities. And so they also know that there is for me to actually take the next role, next position, and go forward. So when it's actually happened, they were also kind of very happy, and yeah, they're happy for me basically.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I think, see, Poland is within the Schengen region, it's within the EU. And Polish immigration is quite easy to get.
Okay.
And it's not nearly as costly as some of the other, immigrational opportunities in Western Europe. So
Okay.
it really seems like this platform can allow you to play a much bigger game in due course in your career.
Understood.
So I think you'll become very familiar with kielbasas and pierogis, which are very traditional items of Polish cuisine.
Okay.
But it's a wonderful country, and it's right at the heart of Europe right now. It's also seen some difficulty with Ukraine being right there, and but Poland has played a wonderful part. They've welcomed all of the refugees coming out of there, and given them an opportunity to live and work in their economy. So very kind-hearted people, and I think this is the start of something wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, and thanks for being with me all through this journey. And going forward, I want to be there. I'll definitely be asking you questions, but yeah, definitely dropping you mails. But yeah, that's the way it is.
Please do so. Please do so, because as you go forward, see, the game has not ended. The game has just begun.
Just started, exactly.
Correct. So now, as you go through these situations, I'm always here as a resource for you. because you'll face a lot of situations. May it be complex people dynamics, may it be strategic decisions. It always helps to be able to bounce thoughts off of someone. So if I can serve in any capacity, it would be a pleasure.
Perfect.
Excellent. You take care, Suresh. It was wonderful to catch up with you. And I hope the next time we speak, you're giving me even better news.
Of course.
that is the next milestone up.
Absolutely.
Take care. All the very
Thank you,
best.
sir. Thank you, sir. Bye.
All right. Bye.